What movie or series lit your fuse and made you have to tell stories on screen?
I don't know exactly what was the first one, but there's the first one that I remember that I was extremely affected by. And it was Life is Beautiful, the Roberto Benigni one. And I remember being 12 and going to the cinema with two of my best friends. And mind you, I was 12. I knew it was a World War II movie, a Holocaust movie, but I didn't know what I was getting myself into. And the cinema was packed. So we were sitting center front row, watching this incredible, heartbreaking movie. And the amount of emotion that it made me feel as a girl, as a 12-year-old girl, and the understanding of, what people must have been through back then. And my grandfather was in the Holocaust, so I have, my personal connection to the story of the Holocaust. And to think about the adults and how they had to deal with the children, and how do you tell your children what's happening. And I think that the way that Roberto Benigni chose to tell this story is so beautiful and so lyrical and special. Because we always, now when I'm a mother, I know I only want to, kind of communicate the world to my children in the most positive way. And the fact that he did tell this story to his son through these pink glasses, it was so original for me, and it was mind-blowing to me. And I was just that was a movie that I carried with me for a long, long time. But acting kind of happened to me. I was a dancer for many years, and I always loved performing arts. But being brought up in my family, and my dad is an engineer, my mom is a teacher, the route that I had was always, you finish high school, you go to the army, you go to university, you get your degree, you get a proper job. I never thought about really becoming an actress. But when it happened to me, when the opportunity came my way, I completely fell in love with that. And then all of a sudden, everything made sense to me.
On your way up, what movie or series did you watch that was so good it made you question if you could ever rise to that level?
I feel like I always question if I belong. Maybe because it was never my dream and I never knew that that's what I'm going to do. I feel like acting is like dating to me, even though I got married really young. It's like when you date someone, you're hyper alert and you're always in pursuit to something and to make sure that you're doing the right thing, but also being authentic to yourself. And there's also always this inner search to do, I know there's so many people, and I've worked with many of them, and we talk about that they just feel like it's their second nature. They come to set, it's easy for them. They read their lines the night before. And with me, it's the opposite. With me, it's like I'm about to jump off a plane. No one knows how I'm going to land. So I'm always searching. And that's what I like about it too. I like the excitement. I like to doubt myself and not to be sure and to try different things. And that's why I always, when I go to set, I'm always the first one to be off book. I'm always I'm so prepared. So when I finally get to jump off the plane, I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to whatever might come my way. To just react and let the magic happen. But there's so many different movies that I love so much, being John Malkovich and Eternal Sunshine and Indiana Jones and Forrest Gump and Fight Club and The Artist. And I just also, I'm always in awe when people figured out how to tell a great story in the most interesting way. So that's something that super fuels me and inspires me.
Whether it was your own work or approval from someone who mattered to you, what first gave you the confidence that you belonged?
I think that after the first Wonder Woman, I realized that I can do that, that I can carry a movie and be at the head of the spear and really be able to drive the movie. Because I remember, Wonder Woman was really my breakthrough. And the first movie that I did as Wonder Woman was Batman versus Superman. And I was there for, not for a big role. So it was very manageable for me. And I remember when they told me that I'm going to do a Wonder Woman movie by myself, I was horrified. I was like, oh my God, somebody going to call my bluff soon and they're going to realize I'm not an actress and it's all a lie. But I think that after the first Wonder Woman came out, I was like, okay, so I'm capable. I can do it. I just need to make sure that I'm connected and grounded and I know what I'm doing and I'm doing it with the right partners. That's something that's so essential, by the way. And regardless, just as a bracket notes, I gotta say that I love Olivia Wilde's new statement, like no assholes policy, that she only wants to work with great people. I'm super that. It's so crucial to be able to work with the right partners because it takes a village. But I'm always searching. I'm always doubting myself. I'm always fearful. But that's what I like about it. It's a weird conundrum.
What was the biggest obstacle you overcame that allowed you to turn the projects that influenced you into your own language?
I think that my biggest obstacle is the language barrier, is that English is not my mother tongue. And I think that the way that I deal with it is like what I told you. I'm like the biggest nerd. I prep for months before I go to set. I am off book. I just make sure that I have everything, that I break down the script and then I build it all over again to make sure that it's me, that my DNA as an actor is there. That's the thing that probably helps me the most, just being prepared and treating the script like a Bible.
What keeps you optimistic that this industry will be able to rebound?
I am optimistic. I think it's going to take time just for us as, the world as a community to be back to a safer place with the pandemic. But once we are, I do think that, just like an album can't replace a good concert, the same goes to cinema. I don't think that, I know about myself that I don't think that, watching a movie over a streamer is the same experience as, to go to the cinema, to go to a theater and watch a movie on an IMAX screen and hearing the sounds. And it's an event. And it's an event that I know that I'm not going to give up on. So I'm just hopeful that a lot of people are going to feel the same way as I do.